I started seeing a girl last month. We were both in a community theater production, and as you would expect, the romance that we portrayed on stage started to seep into our own personal lives. I normally don't talk about my private life a lot, let alone online. But in short, things started to heat up. She lived about 40 minutes away from me, so a few times a week I would drive to her apartment to watch a movie. The trip was almost all back roads, so I relied on my car's GPS for directions. Before I continue, I must point out that I've had my car for about 2 years and use the GPS when needed. The first night I went to visit her, I entered her exact address into the GPS and started my route. After about 10 minutes of driving, I approached a road I had to remain on for 6 miles until my next turn. I must have been driving for 2 minutes down this road when all of a sudden my GPS said, recalculating route. Suddenly, the navigation map in my car instructs me to turn onto some side street. Initially, I was a bit confused, but figured I must have either driven 6 miles quickly or I misread the mile amount. I was just about to turn when the street sign indicated it was a dead end. I knew there was no way this could be correct, so I kept going straight, hoping I was just in some area with bad satellite service or something. Sure enough, right after passing that dead-end street, my navigation recalculated again, instructing me to continue for another 4 miles. The rest of the trip was totally fine, and I arrived safely at her house. I continued to see her throughout the coming weeks, and every time I would approach that dead-end street, even when returning from her apartment, my GPS would recalculate and instruct me to turn down it. I would simply ignore the instruction and wait 10-15 seconds for the GPS to fix itself. This would be the end of my story, but what I am about to explain is absolutely frightening and inexplicable. Please bear with me. As I was driving to my girlfriend's tonight, I was a little early and made the conscious decision that I would turn down that dead-end street just to check it out. As I approached that street, sure enough, the GPS said, recalculating route, and instructed me to turn. I obliged. I drove slowly, looking at the houses on either side of me. They all seemed like typical neighborhood houses. A few had lights on, but most of them were pitch black. Suddenly, my GPS said, you have reached your destination. Your destination will appear on the right. There was only one more house on my right side before the road ended, so I drove slowly by it to take a peek. What I saw will haunt me for the rest of my life. As I turned to look at the house, there was a man standing at the end of the driveway, just about 10 feet away from my car. He was staring directly at me, completely still, with a gigantic smile on his face. This wasn't your typical smile. He was smiling so hard from ear to ear that it almost looked forced. When he saw my car, his smile widened even more until his eyes squinted. He had one arm in the air holding a balloon that said, welcome home, while his other arm gestured behind him towards the house. I immediately accelerated and maneuvered my car in the quickest K-turn I've ever done in my life. I quickly sped back down the street, refused to look in the rearview mirror, and decided to turn towards my apartment and skip seeing my girlfriend that night. I later texted her and just told her I wasn't feeling well and I would talk to her tomorrow. I absolutely have no explanation for what just happened.